This video is going to be about the case that I'm building for my power supply project. I was sort of inspired by this old 201 kit. I've always liked the slanted front panel on it. It keeps the controls and indicators up off the table where they're easier to see and reach. And also the length of the front panel is a bit shorter than the height of the entire thing, so it, when you're looking at it head-on, it looks a bit shorter than it actually is, which is kind of nice. It's very aesthetically pleasing. I made a bunch of sketches, first off, here are my final sketches, just to make sure that I would have enough space inside there for the power supply. Another couple nice things about the slanted front panel is that it gives everything a bit more room while taking a little bit less material. And also this little slanted bottom piece here is a great place to put some air holes. Sort of out of sight, and it's not easy to block them. And then I made a cardboard mock-up of the case. This isn't going to be the actual case because I don't want my apartment to catch on fire. The binding posts are a little bit close together, so they're going to be kind of hard to use, but as long as I'm using banana plugs, there shouldn't be too much of a problem. I also wanted to double check to make sure I had enough space inside there so that the binding posts would not be right up against the power supply. The base and the front panel are going to be made out of a single piece of ABS plastic. I'm going to be using a heat gun to sort of soften all the points where I need to have angles, and then just sort of bend it up and around. But first I need to cut a sheet out of this plastic that's the right size. And I guess the way to do that is to score it along some line and then bend it back and forth until it breaks. And now I've got my frame here clipped onto the base, and I'm ready to start heating it so I can bend it into shape. I think the first bend worked out alright. It's nice and sharp there. The base is a little bit warped, so it's not entirely flat on there, but overall I think it worked alright. I'm going to try something a bit different for this next bend. I'm going to try rolling it over the frame instead of bending it. Alright, this isn't working out too well. The clip is not holding the plastic on the frame, so the plastic ends up slipping up the frame, and then it bends in the wrong place. And now I've got some real clamps to hold the cardboard frame onto the plastic. I don't like the way this was bent already, so I'm going to heat this up and bend it back a bit before I try again. Time to take off this frame and see how it looks. I don't think it looks too bad. It's definitely could have gone better. The edges are kind of flayed out a little bit there. Base is flatter than it was before. I guess rebending it helped. Next time I'm definitely going to have a sturdier frame. There was also a lot of shrinkage wherever I heated this up to bend it. It went from 6.5 inches almost all the way down to 6 1/4. So that's non-trivial there. So I'm gonna have to keep that in mind for any future cases I make. I've got my side pieces now. I really just cut these out the same way as I cut the bottom out, just scoring it with a razor and then snapping it off. And then I sort of sanded them down until they fit, as well as I could get them to fit with the sides. Now to attach the sides to the base, this ABS plastic is soluble in acetone, so you can sort of weld it with nail polish remover. So this will dissolve a little bit of both pieces and then let them sort of fuse together. Then as the acetone evaporates, you're left with one solid piece of plastic. I'm going to go ahead and spread a line on the bottom of this side piece. Alright, so this stuff dries way too fast for me to spread some on and then put the side on. So I'm going to hold the side there and then spread some of this on the seams. That's actually holding. That's kind of impressive. Alright, now I gotta do the insides. So my sides are mostly attached now. What I had to do is clamp the sides down to the base and then pour the nail polish remover right up against that edge. And then let it sit for a few hours while it did its magic, but eventually it worked, and it's actually pretty good. It might be kind of hard to see, but you can tell that it actually did fuse the plastic in the wall to the plastic in the base. Also, the nail polish remover left a little trail of destruction everywhere it went, so that's another thing to be careful about. I didn't get any on the front panel or right on the side, so it still looks okay. The front still needs to be attached to the sides. Right now there's just too much of a gap there for it to work, so I'm going to heat up just these corners and squish them down onto the sides and then try it again. Alright, so now all the side panels are on nice and sturdy. It's a little bit worse for wear, but overall I'm pretty happy with the way it's looking so far. I also put some little rubber foots on the bottom, and I think it's looking pretty nice. The back panel here won't quite fit on there yet. I need to cut just a little bit off of the side panels so that I have enough room to stick that back panel on there. Aside from little bits of plastic hitting me in the eyes, I think that worked out pretty well. It took a little bit of sanding and whittling to get it good enough to fit. Now I need to cut some holes in the back panel for the plug and the power switch. Alright, I got the holes for the plug and the switch all cut up, and I've also cut a couple of really wretched looking fan holes in there. Since I'm getting to the point where I don't really care all that much anymore, I think everything else is just going to be hot glued. That's probably going to be a good thing for the back, because the back might need to come off every once in a while. So something a bit less permanent than that welding would be good.